All right, how's everybody doing on this Friday? It is May 17th. It's been raining for 24 hours. I decided to get out anyway. I think it's stopped for the day. I'm going to take a little bike ride. I'm on a Big Sur e-bike, kind of a hybrid cruiser. I think it's a cruiser mountain bike style. Just got it about 200 miles ago, and really enjoying it. Before this, I had a Himaway cruiser. Biggest difference between the two, it's to me it's similar size motors and all that, but the biggest difference was the Himaway has a cadence sensor, which is like a positional sensor. It just knows you're moving the sprocket, and it compensates. And then there's, on this bike, it has a torque sensor, so it actually measures how hard you press, how much torque you generate, and it compensates accordingly. I can tell you that it's much more of a workout. It's much more of a bicycle experience. And one of the really nice parts about the bicycle experience is with the torque sensor, you can actually ride at low speeds, where with a cadence sensor, it's really like if you're in, pedal assist 1, and pedal assist 1 wants to go 12 miles an hour, it just doesn't matter. You're going 12 miles an hour eventually. And so with a torque sensor, it that if you've got to set it up where 12 is the max for that, that's the max. But you can certainly pedal along at like 3-4 miles an hour. And for certain terrains and stuff, it's really nice. I'm on the golf course right now, pissing people off. I usually ride it much later in the day, but I thought with the rain it wouldn't even be playing. But what's funny is, like, not many people say anything because I try to be respectful. If they're hitting, I'll wait till they're finished hitting, and I just try to use this golf course as a short cut to ride through the neighborhoods. But there are women that get very upset when I'm out here, and I've had them chase me on golf carts and call the police on me, and all kinds of stuff. It's really I think it's hilarious. If you're to the point where you're calling the police on somebody for riding a cruiser bike through the golf course, I don't know. I just have bigger issues that I would call the police over. But so anyway, I love that Himaway bike. It was my first e-bike, and I used it to get exercise. And y'all know everyone's criticism is that how much exercise can you get on an e-bike? Well, it's true. You're not getting as much as a normal bike, but you are getting exercise, and it's kind of up to you. Like, you don't have to use all the electricity. You can dial the pedal assist down, and it's also an 8-speed geared bike, right? So you can find a balance between the gears and the electric assist, the pedal assist, and you can find a really good balance where it's an easy, pleasant ride, but you're still getting a workout. A couple days ago, I rode just shy of 20 miles to my wife's school, where I had a quick lunch and then rode back. 20 miles, and the whole ordeal, that was like a 3-hour ordeal, right? Oh, actually, I didn't mean to go this way. I'll ride up here and turn around. That was about 3 hours, but it was a beautiful day, and I enjoyed it, but it wore me out. I mean, I was exhausted. When I got home, I think that night I went to sleep soundly at 9 o'clock, which is pretty early for me. So the great thing about these bikes is they get you out there, to get you exercising, and they're really, the range on it's good. Like, I find myself being able to, I don't know, probably go 40, 50 miles on a charge. It depends on how much pedal assist you do. The Hemingway, you just end up using it as a motorcycle or a scooter because that cadence sensor, it's just not authentic. It's not a natural feel. I mean, you could find a balance and you could still get a workout, but it wasn't as intuitive as a torque sensor is. With this torque sensor, at whatever speed I want to go, I'm pedaling. Like, there's pedal assist, but it's not. I guess the best way I can say is a pedal assist on a cadence sensor is just off and on, right? It's, if you got pedal assist, you got pedal assist, and the only throttling mechanism in the pedal assist is there's the marshal. He might try to bust me. The only pedal assist is where you set the values for the pedal assist, and so it's off and on. It's either assisting you or it's not, and it's assisting you at the level that you request. So the thing is, on torque, is it's more like it's analog, right? Like if I was pedaling as hard as I could or as relaxed as I could, it made no difference to a cadence sensor bike. It's just, you're going to get that same level of assist, which meant a lot of times you're kind of ghost pedaling. But with a torque sensor, it is completely proportional to how much effort you put out, right? So it's 0 to 100%, and so you're always using your muscles. You're not ghost pedaling. Now, if you gear down low enough and you got enough pedal assist, yes, even with a torque sensor, it feels like you're ghost pedaling. But it's easy to find a nice balance. Like, I tend to be in gear 3, and I like pedal assist 1 when I'm here on the golf course and I'm just buzzing around, and that gives me a pretty good little workout. But on my Hemingway Cruiser, in 3 years, I put 2,700 miles on that bike. That's a lot. I rode it a lot and really enjoyed it, and hope to get that kind of mileage out of this bike. This bike was around the same price point. The Big Sur was roughly $2,000, but that was assembled and delivered by a local bike shop. Probably could have got a little bit less, and I could have done the final assembly. I've done the final assembly on e-bikes. It's nothing complicated, nothing hard at all. But it's nice having a bike shop do it. They do it every day. Especially this bike is a big top seller for them, so they just know everything about it. And that shop is up in Tomball, Texas. I should get the name so I can tell everybody. But yeah, so I like to ride this golf course. I also there's a trail system, Oyster Creek Trailhead, that I can get on and ride. Today it's kind of rainy, so I can get a few miles away from the house and get in a downpour. So I'm just gonna stick close to the golf course right now, close to where I live, and I'm actually going to find something to eat, a little quick snack before I get back to the house, get back to work. This bridge is in pretty good shape. They had to reinforce it with these 2x8s, but as I've noted before, it looks like to me they're not using pressure treated wood, or if it is pressure treated, it's not much. And the only time you can get away with not using pressure treated wood is interior woodwork. If you're exterior, man, you got to use treated wood, or else it breaks down in no time. So I don't know why people do that. I'll stop and let this guy hit. Well, it doesn't seem to be hitting, so. Like I said, I try to be respectful of the golfers and, not just blow the game up. I don't think a guy riding a bike should be a big deal on the golf course. But there are people that get very, very upset about it. I call them, the Karens. Which I guess the actual Karens out there don't deserve their name being used like that. But man, that first Karen that raised hell. She brought it on you. Hello. Actually, I had to ride into that yard to avoid the golf carts, but that happens to be my brother-in-law's house, so if anybody wanted to raise hell, technically, I'm sure my brother-in-law will give me a pass. All this water that you see here, this is all part of Oyster Creek, and it has been flooding lately, but not flooding because of high rain, flooding because, see, this is a hill I'm going up, and the pedal assist I got on 1, so it's very little pedal assist, and going up a hill, it's pretty good little ride. But Oyster Creek ties into Brazos River, and Brazos River has been swole up with rainwater from up north of Houston. Lots of flooding, like catastrophic flooding, and since Oyster Creek flows into it, it actually caused Oyster Creek. The high level in Oyster Creek is from Brazos River, essentially. I've heard theories about that it makes Oyster Creek flow backwards, and I don't know about all that for sure, but I do know that the high water in Oyster Creek is from Brazos River, which is from north of Houston, and that's kind of scary because there's a lot more rain coming, according to the weather forecasters. So could see a lot more flooding here in Houston. We'll see. Right now, I live in the southwest part of Houston, and it's not too bad. We're on the Sugar Land area, and we haven't had any houses flooded, but Oyster Creek itself is in pretty high on the banks. Me personally, I'd say it's about 4 or 5 foot higher. The one thing to keep in mind about like when creeks and rivers flood is they tend to, because of the banks, they tend to be like a V system, which means the amount of water it requires to rise every foot becomes exponentially higher than the foot before. So it really takes a lot of water for a river or a creek to crest. But it happens. But it's just not easy. I'm going to take a little shortcut here. These are always frowned on a golf course because you want to keep the greens looking good. And vehicles tend to tear up the grass. So when I'm on it, I try to take it easy. Yeah, it's a beautiful golf course though. There's part of the creek. I mean, these homes, I guess technically you call them waterfront. I grew up in Galveston County, so when you said waterfront in Galveston County, you better be on Galveston Bay or the Gulf of Mexico. We don't consider creeks waterfront. But when you get this far inland, this is waterfront. You know what I don't see out here is jet skis. So there must be some rule against them. Because everybody in this neighborhood's got money. If you could have them, you'd see them lined up. I do see paddle boats. I don't see any motorized boats at all. So there must be some rule against it. All that stuff causes wakes and deteriorates the bulkheads. Now this is the part of the golf course where it actually uses one of the public streets as part of the golf cart path. So this neighborhood has a steady stream of golf carts passing through. Gets to the end of this road, goes up this section here, but I'm going to take a left. That's headed to Par 9. whole nine. I'm gonna take a left because I'm heading into town. Now I get out like this and I'll go ahead and up the pedal assist and I'll up the gearing. Hopefully you don't hear too much wind noise. I'm told this bike is good for 28, maybe 30 miles an hour. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6 foot, over 300 pounds, so I'm definitely not going to get those high ends. But I have had this at probably right there at 28 miles an hour. But I'm not really, trying to see how fast I can go. Like, that's the one part I don't really fully understand, like why people want to go that fast on a bike. Other than that's always a measure, right, of how fast you're going. But at 28, I can tell you, to me, that's uncomfortably fast on a bike. Like right now I'm going 13 miles an hour. This is very easy, very comfortable. 15 miles an hour right here. Not bad at all. You can cover a lot of ground going 15, 16 miles an hour. I'm at pedal assist 3, so it seems like it wants to creep up to about 20 miles an hour. Unless I lighten up on pedaling. But with very little effort, you can cruise along the road at 16 miles an hour. It's not like I'm not pedaling real hard. I'm pedaling just enough where I can feel it. I can feel it in my legs. It feels good. But if I was on a normal bike, going this fast would take considerable effort. So as I've had it explained, I've heard it explained by others, having an e-bike is just like riding a bike. It's just everything's twice as fast. And with a torque sensor, that's really true. Now there's a lot of bikes on the market. I almost got one, that Milod. In fact, who knows? I may get one. I may go ahead and get one because they're a big, nice bike. You can weigh up to 450 pounds. It's got dual motors. Looks like a motorcycle, but it still has pedals. And I really like the whole e-bike movement. I think it's a great way to not rely on your car so much. And let me tell you something. I don't buy into this whole environment thing about electric cars are going to save the environment. I don't think that at all. I think that everything causes problems one way or another, right? And you may solve one problem with electric. Wow, it's really noisy here. You may solve one thing with it, but you're going to create a new problem, i.e. lithium-ion batteries. This is a really busy intersection. But this is an example of it doesn't matter if you're in a car or on a bike, you ain't going anywhere until the light turns green. But in a lot of traffic situations on this bike, I can get through every traffic jam there is. It's just that these crossways, you don't want to play games with that. Saw a recruiter messaging me. I'm in between projects right now, so I've got about 8 irons in the fire and trying to get my next role. But I'm not just trying to just take any job. I'm trying to get a good job that I can work from home, or at least some of the time, not have to travel much, and make pretty good money. So I'm trying to hit everything, right? That's not easy. I spent 2 decades, every Monday morning I get on a plane, fly somewhere. Every Friday night, come back home. And then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, suddenly I got into remote roles. I work in technology, IT, project manager for the most part, and specialize in industrial control systems. And I just started working remote. And at first I thought, oh, this ain't gonna last. They're not gonna let me sit at the house and do this. Well, I did it for years. I did it for 4 years, and project after project, it was nice. I mean, a couple projects lasted like a couple of years. Some of them last 6 months. It all depends. So I'm looking for the next role, but I'm seeing a pattern where the old work from home is drying up. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think hybrid is going to be the way. But I've got some pretty good prospects out there. That recruiter, I saw him. He just messaged me, and I've been waiting to hear back from him. And it's, man, if I was 10 years younger, I'd really like the project he's calling me about, because it is good pay, but it's going to be 100% in the office here in Houston though, so no big deal. But and it is a long-term project, so it hits a couple of the marks that I want. But they're not going to let me work from home. And man, I've really got used to working from home. Like, I'd take these bike rides and just really enjoy the whole remote thing. I've got a great office set up and really reliable internet connection, so I just don't have any problems. I mean, I had some problems one time when the garbage truck, one of these automated garbage collection trucks, took out the power lines for the neighborhood. What am I going to do about that? Of course, people get mad because you're supposed to be hosting a meeting, but guess what? Microsoft Teams works on cell phones, and so I made it work. But you don't have everything in front of you where you can share your screen and go through the spreadsheet, and you actually can do that on Microsoft Teams. It's just not as super easy. It's like it's a little more difficult. So but I like having that technology. But yeah, so I got a couple good prospects out there, and one is 100% remote. It's a director level position, good pay, longevity. It hits all the marks. But it's on a competitive bid project for a government entity, and if they get the project, I'm in. But if they don't, it's back to the drawing board. And so I'm waiting to hear from that one. But it's funny, now that I've interviewed and got green lighted by the software company for the government position, I don't even want to hear about these other jobs now. I don't want to lace up my work boots. I'll tell you that right now. That one I can sit at home and update a schedule and send out a report. Okay. I'm trying to decide where I'm going to eat. I don't know where. I'm going to buzz around a little bit. And I will most likely upload this video unless it sounds really bad. What I'm trying to do is find that good balance of sound and video. I've tried some live streaming, but like if your connection is spotty, there's skips and all that. Nobody wants to see all that. So I'm pre-recording this one, and after I record it, I will review it and upload it. The thing is, I don't want to do all the editing and all that because I don't have, my computer's great for what I need or what I used to need, but it's not great for video. It's just that I need a better machine. Like, it crashes all the time when I try to edit video. And I'm not talking about anything crazy, just cut this scene, add a transition. I've got one of the programs that do all that, and but I need to go get a better computer with some serious video card power. and I'm not ready to do that yet. I just, and it's not even the cost. Like, I mean, I'm fine with going buying a new computer if I had to. It's just that I got everything set up just the way I want it. And everybody hits me up, especially I'm in between projects, so they think I got time on my hand. Everybody I know calls me, and they got some job they want me to do for them. They want me to help them with. It's just whatever. I don't know get on the details, but I got one buddy launched on a cryptocurrency project. I got one buddy trying to write a book. Got another buddy trying to write a second book, and I did help him with the first one and got it published and all that, so that's good. But I really don't have time to do any of this, and you know, because I got projects going on around the house, and it's like I told my wife, when I'm in between projects, my job is to find a job, and I take that very serious. You know, like updating my resume, interacting with all these recruiters, and perusing the job boards, and applying for jobs, and I break my day up. I spend so much time on cover letters and resumes, and then more time on the job boards, which that can be a very involved situation, and you know, just all of this, and then you know, just taking care of things that I need to take care of. I'm busy all day, and then you know, I get tired. I gotta lay down, and man, everybody wants my help with all this stuff. You know, like I'm everybody's IT support person. Help me write this book, and help me launch the crypto stuff, and you know, here's the thing I tell everybody. Like, there's things I like to do, right? And I do them, and I enjoy it, and it's effortless because I enjoy it. Like, it just when I get time to sit there in front of the computer, which I don't get much time, that I'm not focused on something else. I like working on art and stuff, and that's what I like to do. When I'm working on somebody else's stuff, it feels like work to me, and you get burnt out, and you don't want to do it, and it's no matter how motivating, you know, throwing money your way and all that, none of it really matters. It's still work, and people only want to work so much. They don't want to work a lot. That's just how it is. But I try to tell my friends that, sending them a message that I'm not looking for a job. In fact, I'm looking for the exact opposite. I've worked a long career, and my wife and I are gearing up for retirement. We're not gearing up for what our next job is. And I've had a great career. Like, in project management, went exactly how I wanted it to go. And my wife's had a great career too. She's in teaching. But we're ready to wrap it up. And I don't need to accomplish anything work-wise. Like, I've already done it. I used to get fired up about that. Man, I'd get fired up. Oh, I wish I could get this job. I mean, I'm still like that, like with this government position. I would like it. I'd like a director level job. And, but, you know, I used to get really fired up and put a lot of energy into, you know, finding the right projects. And now I'm trying to put energy into getting ready for retirement. And some of my friends are, you know, like I said, they're trying to write books and all that. And I mean, you know, these are interesting people with interesting things to write about. They've had a hell of a life. I've seen us around boxing, the boxing world, and some of the greats. And but that's how it is, man. People want to get your help. And so tonight when I get home from my ride, I got to call the guy in Vegas and start working on this book again. I already wrote 3 chapters of it, and I've already drafted out an outline. So Hopefully it won't be too much more. So on this video, one of my goals is to see how the sound is. And I'm going at different speeds and different situations so I can kind of judge how the sound is, because I'm trying to use my headphone. When I go live on Twitter, it defaults to my phone microphone, and it's very subject to noise. It's not inherently a noise canceling microphone. So I think I'm on my headset this time. So when I get back to the house, I'll upload this and review it and see if it sounds okay. Like, before I start trying to really upload videos, I've got to make sure it's a good experience, good visuals, the audio, y'all can hear me, because the very few people that are going to want to tune in and hear me are not going to put up with wind noise. So I got to figure that out. All right, check back with you later.